Hey guys, Jack here from Designmodo. It's great to be here with you again. This time I'm delighted to be sharing with you Designmodo's top 5 web design and UI trends for 2021. Now, I know how busy you are, so I promise this video will only take a few minutes of your time, and by the end, I assure you that you'll be completely up to date with the most important trends to look out for in the ever-evolving world of web and UI design. So with that said, let's get started. Number 1, dark mode. Thanks to the ability of most browsers and devices to toggle between light and dark modes and the popularity of a dark mode as a user preference, we all need to consider how our design might look with a dark color scheme, even if your website's default design is still a lighter interface. It's important to remember that your dark mode design should match up to the overall vibe and flow of your content, and that it shouldn't just be a reversal of the color palette, but rather an intentional combination of deeper, darker colors to create the same visual feel as light mode, whilst of course maintaining readability and functionality. In order to establish a hierarchy, you can use pale grays, dark purples, and many other color combinations beyond black and white. But make sure to remember accessibility requirements at all times and to stay away from highly saturated colors or combinations that are too similar. Plus, you need a toggle switch to allow users to make their own choice. If you need an extra hand with this, the Startup app and Slides app that are linked in the description below are a great place to start, with already designed and coded elements, templates, and themes for you to choose from. So the number 2 trend on our list is blur and noise. Perhaps one of the most beloved comebacks of 2021. We all remember how these two took the web by storm more than 5 years ago. Not only did they make website design feel sophisticated and refined, but also mobile applications and all other sorts of interfaces and artworks. So how do we actually go about implementing this trend nowadays? It's simple. First and foremost, remember blur and noise are a match made in heaven, and keeping them together gives your interface a refreshing elegance. Also, forget about blurred images. The time has come to play with colors and gradients. This approach lets you come up with an ultra-modern and highly artistic splashes of paints that feel incredibly subtle, adding mood to the design and serving as an unobtrusive focal point that emphasizes your interface's crucial details. In addition, using a combo of blur and grain as a transition effect will make shifting between sections look smooth, and it works incredibly well with sliding and parallax, though bear in mind this will make motion feel tangible. Finally, use blur and noise in tandem with neomorphic details, and these two directions nicely complement each other, and together they exponentially amplify the overall effect. Moving on to number 3, 3D illustrations. The lines between reality and virtual reality keep blurring, and what we see with three-dimensional effects in techniques in the 2D space is a great example of this phenomenon in action. Designers are playing with everything 3D, from illustrations and animations to scenes created with objects and images. The examples we love the most focus on illustrated styles. Illustrations can take on 3D effects and depth with shadows and just the right amount of focus in the creative process. This trend might result in something with a more realistic feel or a lighter, more cartoonish scene. It all depends on your brand and the style that you want to portray. So number 4 in our list is black and white illustrations, otherwise known as colorless UI. It goes without saying that these types of illustrations will remain hugely popular in 2021, either as simple, flat drawings or including more complex extra elements of animation or pizzazz to make them even more impactful. The reason why we love these illustrations and why they're so popular in various industries and website types is that they match almost any design aesthetic and seem real and in the moment because of the hand-drawn elements. So now, for our final top web design and UI trend to watch out for in 2021, it's number 5, big, bold typography. The bigger the letters, the more impactful they can be. This trend works best when there are just a few words to focus on and they are easy to read and understand. Type styles are not as important, from thick sans serif to thin and funky serifs to scripts and slabs. What's vital to remember is that it's the sheer over-the-top size that really makes this type trend work. And good news, everyone, you can even use it with flat or busy backgrounds and images. So A couple of things to remember with this trend: you have to determine first whether the text should be readable or artistic, and always include a secondary readable option for secondary elements when necessary. Remember to think about the responsive nature of text elements and how big text will look in vertical spaces or on small screens, and of course, keep letters and words to a minimum to avoid overwhelming your users. So guys, we're coming to the end of this video. I hope you found this top 5 list useful for your 2021 web and UI projects. Remember, you can always follow our guide and get inspiration from real life examples. Just head over to the link in the description. That's designmodo.com/website trends 2021 and check out the excellent best in class examples. So get inspired. Now's the time to thank you for watching. Please go ahead, join the conversation, like this video, share a comment with your very own email, tips, suggestions, or any knowledge you have when it comes to designing your digital products. We really want to hear from you. I'm Jack from Designmodo. It's bye for now. See you next time. Over and out.